Hey everybody, the purpose of this video is to get you some solutions to the actuarial type gambling quiz from this week. It's the one where you're betting on fives. So you have a pair of dice, you're throwing a pair of dice and you're betting on how many fives you get. And there's some payouts depending on how many fives you get. The more fives you get, the more you get paid out. And the idea is to analyze it until, well, it's fun. We'll talk about it as we go through. It's a very long quiz in length. That was a brilliant statement. It's a 2-page long quiz, but it's only got about this much of actual questions to answer, and that's because on the back, or the front to the back, is just an explanation of the probabilities in the distribution. Like, why is it 69%? Why is there a 69% chance that you won't get any fives, and a 28% chance that you'll get one, and a 3% chance that you'll get two? So hopefully that all made sense to you when you took a look at the quiz. So the first question says, will Vegas like this one? Now, if you're looking at the quiz, which you'll see, you'll understand what this one is. The answer is yes, because the average winnings for a player of the game is negative 58 cents per game. So it's essentially, instead of walking up and betting $1 to play the game, essentially what you should do is just walk up and hand them 58 cents, because what they're doing is making change for $1. You hand them $1, they hand you back 42 cents, they keep the 58. So that's kind of the problem with the way the game is right now. You don't want that particular payout. So that's one way to answer that question. I think it's the best way. Vegas loves it because they make money off of you every game for 58 cents. Now the trick with this game is the payout is so negative 58 cents, that it probably won't attract that many people. You're not paying out enough for the big hit. So what I had you start doing was messing with the distribution a little bit. So what I said was, suppose now let's change let's change the 5-to-1 payout to a 10-to-1 payout. Now what that's going to do, so we'll do a couple little guys here. A 10-to-1 payout on 2 5s. So if you roll 2 5s and change that to a 10-to-1 payout, how's that going to look? Now I'm going to go ahead and use a symbol from 243 called the average. And your average winnings now change. It's exactly the same computation as it was before. You take 0 times, excuse me, this is not looking at this. We take -1. This is going to be 0, and this is going to be 9. And you'll understand why this is -1, 0, and 9 by looking at the part in front of it. So you do -1 times 0.69. This is -$1. 0.69 plus 0 times 0.28 plus 9 times 0.03. And you can kind of see the problem with what's going to happen right now. That's going to be -$0.69 or -69 cents. Offset by the gain of 27 cents, right? 9 times 3 cents is 27 cents. Well, the problem there is that's still a -42 cents. So you can see they're making less money. It actually flip-flopped here, didn't it? They're making 42 cents off of every $1 you spend. They were making 58, now they're making 42. The key word is, though, they're still making money off of you, right? They're still making money off of you. So how can they sweeten the pot even more? Because that's the idea, that we have to keep people playing, right? Keep them playing the game. Keep them playing the game. The next question is, okay, keep that 10-to-1 payout on 2 5s, but now, let's go here. Now add, additionally, what was it? A 2-to-1 odds on 1 5. So now take the 1-to-1 odd that it used to be and change that guy to make it a +1, because now you're going to bet $1, and if you roll a 5, they give you 2 back, which means you actually make $1 on it. That's still going to be -1, and this is still going to be 9. I'll make it red so it matches the color I'm using right here. Okay, so now your average winnings are going to be, we've got the -1 times the 0.69, that didn't change. Plus, we've got 1 times 0.28, so $1, but that only happens 28% of the time, plus the same big win, if you will, the $9 times 0.03. So now looking at all these pieces, this is what's cool about looking at it this way. You're actually seeing all the individual component pieces of the average. Here's your negative 69 cents again, that did not change. Plus, here's a positive 28 cents. And here's a positive 27. And you're like, oh sweet, 27 and 20, that's what, 55, right? But positive 55 is offset by the negative 69, so it's still negative 14 cents. So now the question is, okay, we just made this more appealing to the player. And look, the players are still coming in under at the end of the day, because that's the whole point. Vegas wants this because they want to also be able, Vegas can't control this, right? They can't control the 69%, they can't control the 28%, they can't control the 3%. You roll a pair of dice, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. What they can control is this column. And they know, even before even going into the game, that that's going to happen over time, or that's going to happen over time, depending on how they pay you out over here. Make sense so far? Okay, cool. The last one is for you to play Vegas a little bit, because what any good actuary will do is they'll take a look at the break-even point. So these are all negative, right? Negative, whatever it was in the beginning, negative 58, negative 42, negative 14. Those are all negative. The break-even point, the tipping point, is where that average goes to 0. When that goes to 0, that's when Vegas knows I can't change it any more than that. If I change it any more than that, I start losing money, because this will switch to positive, which means on average you walk up with $1, and then Vegas has to give you your $1 back plus some additional money. They don't want that. They don't want an interest-bearing account on their craps table. So we'll grab blue. And what I said for the blue question was, leave this as it was before, which was 0, I believe. So I still want the -1 payout for not rolling any 5s. I still want to lose my ante. I want them to go 0 here, but now I want this to be a question mark. I want that to be a question mark. Now there are a couple ways you can think about this. This is similar, if you will, to this problem over here, in that you've got a -1 payout 69% of the time, and this was a $9 payout 3% of the time. And when we added those together, we got this -42. So you can approach it like that. You can actually ignore this middle calculation because it doesn't contribute anything, right? There's absolutely nothing contributed. 28% of 0 is 0. So the only two things that are causing cash change on average over time are the loss of $1 in the ante and the gain of, well, in that case, $9. So what we could do is look at it equationally. There's a much easier way, but we'll see it momentarily. And just simply look at it equationally. This times this, so this is the break-even average, right? $0. I want it to be $0. That means I've got -$1 times 0.69 plus some number of dollars times 0.03. Close parentheses off. Let's be a good mathematician, shall we? Well, that's an easy equation to solve. You just bring this over to this side, and you get -0.69 equals question mark, which is dollars, times 0.03. And then you divide by 0.03. 3 goes into 69 23 times. Exactly. That shouldn't be negative. I got a wrong sign there. It's positive 0.69. My bad. So 0.69 divided by 3 is 23, which means that's your break-even point. If you pay $23, so technically speaking, that's 24 to 1 odds. Ooh, that's why I got you on that one, right? Ooh, careful. You'd have to earn $23, but you're a buck in the hole. So in order to cover your ante of $1, you got to make sure you get 23 back. So the odds would be 24 to 1. $23 would be the amount you'd have to profit in order to make it. So you can see what Vegas knows. They know this. And they know they can get as close as they want to this and still make money, because all of these averages, because of these guys are driving the show. Sure, you can mess with the middle one too, and I could have easily had you do that, but these guys are driving the show right here, and they're the ones that are going to balance out at $23. Anything more than that paid out, Vegas is going to pay you money on average, and you're never going to see that in the real world. So, hope that helped.